How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at R.L. Stine's Ghost of Fear Street #1. This one's entitled Hide and Shriek. And overall, I thought this was a really fun book. Ghost of Fear Street is a spin-off of the Fear Street series. There's been several of them. The Super Chillers, Return to Fear Street, stuff like that. But these books feature younger kids. They take place primarily at Shadyside Middle School instead of Shadyside High School. So a lot of people say that these feel like Goosebumps books, but set in the world of Fear Street. You still have Shadyside, you still have Fear Street and the Fear Street Woods and the creepy cemetery. And, you still get the world of Fear Street, but with kind of a Goosebumps feel. And personally, I think that's kind of fun, seeing a fusion of Stine's two creations kind of coming together here. And overall, I thought it was pretty cool. One thing to note is it says R.L. Stine's Ghost of Fear Street, and not by R.L. Stine. He created the series. He created Fear Street, he created all that stuff, but this series was all ghost-ridden. I guess Ghost of Fear Street, it makes sense, right? But if you flip open to the legal page, they do tell you in the book, it's not really a secret, but this one, Hide and Shriek, written by Emily James. And overall, even though this isn't Stine himself writing this, I think they picked a really good author because this book came out really good. I had a blast with it. It's actually about hide and seek. I almost said shriek. It is actually about the kids playing the game, the town having this whole ritual, and it even has a mystery and sort of imposter element behind it. And overall, I thought this one was pretty fun. I definitely was really glued to it once it got going, and like the Goosebumps, it reads really fast, and now I'm wanting to see what a few of the other books are like. I have 2 more of these, so I'll probably pick up and read a couple more soon. But I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the plot. We get this girl, her name is Randy, short for Miranda, and she moves on to Fear Street in the middle of the school year. I think that's like 1 month left, so she's like, dang it, I have to go to school for just this 1 month. Why couldn't it have been a little later? And she gets to school, and everybody kind of whispers, oh, there's a new kid. And she's like, what's the big deal about me being a new kid? And she hears a bunch of people talk about Pete's birthday coming up. Pete's birthday is June 10th. You gotta be ready. So it takes her a little while, but she eventually finds out what the deal with Pete is, and it turns out Pete was a young middle school age kid who way back in time was found dead in the Fear Street woods. A year later, some kids were playing hide and seek on his birthday, and one of them got possessed by Pete. And the deal is, every year on his birthday, the kids have to go into the woods, play hide and seek, and whoever gets tagged by Pete gets possessed by Pete, but only at nighttime. And it is this really interesting thing, the idea that you'd be yourself most of the day, but then at night Pete would take over your body and you'd run around the Fear Street woods, and they hint at all the gross things he might be doing, like eating worms or something worse. And at the very least, you're going to be very tired because you're not going to sleep well. But I do like how they actually work this into real life and all the detail behind it, because they take the time to actually think through this concept. The adults think it's a fun Shadyside tradition, something that gives their town a little bit of it's a unique cultural flair, but none of the adults really believe it. And you can see how you go into the woods and you think some kid's really Pete, and oh, maybe someone tagged you, but you would think that wasn't real. And you could see how just any kid that would have problems, the other kid would think, oh, hey, it's Pete. That must be the kid that got possessed by Pete. And you can see how it can be easily dismissed, even if on the surface it looks like something that would be big and scary. And they also do a good job of saying, you know, someone right now is Pete, you know, so she's meeting all these new kids, she's trying to fit in at school, and in the back of her head, she knows that someone is secretly kind of an imposter. I mean, it really is them in the day, but she's starting to suspect who is trying to get to know me, not because they want to be my friend, but because they want to come after me, because apparently Pete likes the new kids, and he's going to target me specifically if I don't solve this mystery. And our lead character is really good. I like a lot of the characters, but you know, it's like she's always telling herself, be calm, take in the facts, analyze this, and she doesn't want to believe it, but at the same time, she's going to kind of obsess over it. So, you know, this is stupid, I shouldn't believe it, but you might be Pete, I don't know. And a lot of the other characters are fun, the kids she meets at school, the prime suspect for Pete, and all the things that, you know, point in his direction. And she also has a little sister who's pretty fun, Barbara, who, because she was a little kid, they all call Baby, and she's like, no, it's Barbara, quit calling me Baby. So lots of good, fleshed out, lively characters in here. And again, the game itself is also fleshed out, and it really is a disturbing thought that for 1 year, every night you would go out into the woods without any control and do just whatever Pete says is good. And I won't spoil the ending, but I do love that as well. I saw where they were going, and I'm like, okay, we could either go to the obvious point here, or we could try to do something else, but I really couldn't see how they would go to any other place without, you know, pulling something that just didn't seem plausible. But it actually surprised me. Again, I won't say what it is, but how it ended is something I didn't expect would happen, but totally works within the world, and it's also just super fun, and, you know, you don't expect it, it works, and it's a really interesting idea where this place ends off, and, you know, they had hinted to it, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. So overall, a really good start off. I think there are more of these than you'd think. I think there's like 30 plus of the Ghost of Fear Street books, so I'll pick them up whenever I see more. I'll try to grab a couple. Definitely looking forward to reading more of these. I like Fear Street and I like Goosebumps, so kind of weird to see them collide. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my R.L. Stine playlist where you can see reviews of mine for both Goosebumps and Fear Street, as well as like his new comic Stuff of Nightmares, and I even covered Zombie Town. That was a really fun one. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. R.L. Stine playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.